Hey, you all, how you all doing today? I hope everyone is doing extremely well. It has been a really good Sunday, and I've seen some interesting things today. Uh, really funny. So let me start off with this honest roll situation. Honest roll, I really don't have a personal issue with you. I think you're comical. I think you are funny at times. But honest, bro, I truly believe that you play folks for stupid. And I truly do believe that either you are playing us for stupid or you're extremely naive. Honest, bro, we knew that you wanted to meet Shakim. You went to California. You've been traveling these places, and this guy stood you up twice. You talk about some friendship and all of this stuff, and now the man has come out and he's your worst enemy. But honest, bro, some of your stuff is problematic. And let me say this. I am tired of people using the excuse of, oh, he came out as bi, so he wouldn't have to come out as gay. I have a problem with that. If that's the case, then there's no need to have LGBTQIA plus. Because what you're saying is that everybody is gay. And everybody isn't. There are some men who like females and males. I truly believe that it's on a spectrum. I respect people for where they are in their life. And at the end of the day, people just say, yeah, I'm gay. Because if you say you're bi, you'll never get away with it. And I think the bisexual individuals are, it's just not a respected thing because people think that you can't like both. And so if that's what Shakim says he is, then that's what he is. And it's just that simple. But my thing is, what difference does it make if he's not sleeping with you or if he's not in a relationship with you? Let me see. Hershey said Jay Rowe panel was dragging you and D Miss O laughing. I don't care. Let me say you can laugh and you can drag, but I'm not the one catching flights to go see somebody who stood me up. And you were trying to convince people that you wanted to be friends with him. And y'all, like I said, I don't care what people say about me on these YouTube streets. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. But, bro, you are a 40-year-old man. And if you've been sheltered and you don't have experience, that's one thing. But to act like you didn't like that man, and it's really funny because then when you probably met the man, then you probably was turned off by him, but you really wanted to meet him in Vegas. You really wanted to meet him in Vegas. And y'all be playing games with folks. And I just think it's really interesting. But if you say that, then it is what it is. I don't, y'all, let me say this. I don't care. I don't care. I don't. I don't. I don't. The bottom line is people are jumping on this bandwagon of Shakim's sexuality. And, bro, it shouldn't even matter to you. because you was trying to get with the man, whether he was gay, straight, it didn't matter. And now all of a sudden he's the worst enemy. But a couple of months ago, you was following him to the ends of the earth. Something else. I tell you, something else. And I like Ro. I just think that Ro be playing that innocent role sometimes, and I'm like, either you really naive and are delayed, or you just do this, and that's it. Let me see what y'all saying. You could be right. The smart show. It could be a lot of that. It could be the attention. It can be a lot of things. You all. I don't know, but I just think it's so funny that we want to put everything in a square peg. It could be very much that Shakim is bisexual. Who cares? I'm not sleeping with him. I mean, who cares? I mean, that's the big thing. Um, yeah, so obsessed with sexuality, so obsessed with who people are and if he's really gay or not or whatever. Okay, okay, great. Great. He probably does, you all, but it is what it is. And um, yeah, moving right along. Um, Somebody hit me up and said, Jay Wilson, get the properly bona fide. I'm like, okay. I'm like, really? But I went over and baby. So it seems that Timothy Blaine said that properly bona fide is an alcoholic because she could not wait to mix a drink. She was in her car and it was at 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and she was drinking. And his whole premise is that this woman is an alcoholic, he needs to control her drinking. Well, properly bona fide was saying, you can't tell me nothing. You've been a meth addict for 30 years and da 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 and so on and so forth. So she was talking about this, and then all of a sudden Timothy Blaine pops up. And when I tell you he trolled the hell out of her, I was rolling. I'm like, and you can tell he was trolling her, and probably properly bona fide, aka peanut butter without the jelly, was okay at the beginning. She was okay at the beginning, but baby, Tim kept on being belligerent and interrupting her and being the troll, and she kind of got upset. Then he was saying that she was using an apparatus. It was just a lot. And this is what I don't get. Number one, I really don't talk about those two people, but it seems like they love to keep me in their mouth. And I'm going to say this on properly bona fide side. She has, well, I don't know if she's mentioned me or not because I don't watch her, but somebody told me to go and watch. But in the argument, she didn't mention me, but he did. He has a problem with people who have homes and a college education, and it's a point of contention with him. Now we've heard him mention that when he was this interior designer, that he was upset because people who had college degrees uh, was getting jobs that he could do a much better job on, but the only reason why they got the job is because they had college degrees. I never forget him saying that, and I'm like, oh, that's the situation. You know, this man wants to blame everybody for stuff that he could have done, but he did. And if my thing was, if you were that great of a designer, people would have overlooked that you didn't have a degree, and they would have hired you out. But obviously they did. So um, I'm going to say this on behalf of Properly Bonafide. Properly Bonafide worked for her degree, just like most people who go to college do. We work for our degree, and nobody is not putting anything in your face. But she earned her degree, whether you like it or not. She had to write the papers. She had to go to school for 4 years, and she has every right to talk about that accomplishment, just like you talk about your books and how you like your books. She has every right to talk about her accomplishments because they are her accomplishments. And it seems like it bothers you because maybe it's something that you wanted to do, but you didn't make the right choice. And at the end of the day, those are the choices you've made. Then you get upset with her about her home. Well, that is her credit score that got her home, and her money that got her home. And whether she owns it or not, it's her. And it seems like you have a problem with that. And it just baffles me because you try to equate her with me. We are two different people. But you can't take away Properly Bonafide education, and you cannot take away that she's a homeowner. And whether she got her home or her homes through inheritance, that's her business. And why you gonna hate somebody about that? That's stupid. I can understand if you don't like her disposition and if you don't like her attitude, but not to like somebody because they have a college degree is stupidity, or because they have a home is stupidity. And I don't think she's any better than me because she got a degree, or she's any better than me because she has a home. Hell, she earned it. And I can't take that away from her. Period. But my name was brought up. And it seems like you have an issue with anybody who's doing something better than you. And then you want to bring up how great of a drug dealer you were. First of all, that's nothing to brag about. Number one, it's not helping our community. You're actually hurting people. And the sad part about it is the same substance you were selling, you became addicted to. So where is that good? And if you did so many sales, then why didn't you buy a home? What did you do? Buy painting? Buy, buy furniture? I'm just wondering because you have all of this, but yet you have nothing to show for it. And then you get mad at people, whether we work or not, or whether we have this or not. Somebody thought we were credit worthy enough to get it. And so here you are in your twilight years, and you don't have nothing to show for it. And I just think it's funny because you were really trolling her, and I'm surprised she even let you up because I don't even let you up. I really don't talk about you. The only reason I'm talking about it now is because I thought it was so funny, and I'm sitting up there laughing because I know you were trolling her. But, you know, to mention me, I just thought it was funny as well. And as much as you don't like it, I earned a college degree. As much as you don't like it, I had credit worthiness to get a home. And that's life. How do you not like somebody? Because and you feel like folks be flaunting stuff, but well, everybody has a chance to get a home. You can still get one if you want one, I guess. And then you want to throw this excuse, I live in San Francisco. Well, who made that choice to live out in San Francisco? That's your choice. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Um, yeah, I thought it was interesting. Probably Bonafide tried to shoot a few jabs about weight and stuff. I tell you what, mine's been down for 3 years. I'm gonna leave that alone. Everybody worried about everybody else, and the thing is, I don't talk about these people. And this is gonna be my last time talking about it, but I thought it was so funny. Again, they're they're fighting against each other, but yet throwing Jay Wilson in there. And I'm just sitting back and somebody said, I wish he could. I was seeing people say, I wish somebody can get coffee bean. Was it coffee bean? No, was it beans and rice or somebody? And I saw y'all saying, ooh, somebody go get Jay Wilson. No, somebody had already got me, but it was not my fight. It was not my fight. I'm watching. And then he was saying her, saying you better enjoy all of this because you usually only have 25 people in here. And I was, baby, it was a good kiki for me when he said that. I was rolling, I was laughing my behind off because you know what, he did help out with that. But Tim, this is the thing. Probably Bonafide has a life outside of YouTube. She has family and friends, and she had a mother that she was close to. Your mama still living, and we didn't even know you had one, or one was living. So I just think that it's funny that you want to equate her success to what she's doing on YouTube. But I guess that's what you need. That you need. I'm just saying. Um, they argue back and forth, and Chelsea is right, or probably Bonafide is right. What she doing don't have nothing to do with me. But the bottom line is, you don't like people who know who they are and assured of themselves. You know, but you did troll her, and she fell for the bait. And she got mad at one point, and then the people started coming up there. You all, let me say this: ain't nobody who moved to a state and got on the system. You just can't make me feel bad. You're not gonna make me feel bad, even if you went on the system. But this is the thing. He's talking about her addiction, and like he's scot free, and he's never done anything, and then he was trolling her with the church thing and all of that stuff. And then he's trying to say that the Bible is idolatry, and I have a problem with that. I don't think the Bible is idolatry. I think you need to know how to interpret it in context, but you know, yeah, yeah. And he was trying to hold her under this, and I was rolling. I was sitting right there watching. I didn't feel obliged at any time to click the link. I'm talking about it because it was on. I witnessed it. I thought it was funny. I don't know why probably Bonafide let that man up and do this because that's what he's doing now. And I just thought it was funny. And then say, there's no need for me to get into that. Baby, I'm enjoying them do this to each other. And truth be told, I don't talk about them. I don't talk about him. Even when y'all try to bring that man up, I'm like, I'm so done with that. Because at some point, what's your issue? Nothing is going to change. You need to be the change. And if I'm your obsession, so be it. You're not my obsession. I'm telling you, I got better things to do to be arguing with a man whose oral regimen has been greatly diminished. Um, who lives in glory days of being a drug dealer, but yet don't have nothing to show for it. Yeah, and yeah, it's crazy. It don't bother me a bit. Like I said, and I think the dichotomy between the two is really interesting. You have probably Bonafide who thinks somebody really cares about what she thinks about somebody, and I'm like, girl, I don't care what you think about me. I don't live for you. But the reason why you can't validate nobody because I heard your own mama didn't validate you, and and you've been trying to live up to that expectation, and she in the grave, and you still trying to live up those expectations. You know, they said when you got pregnant, it kind of did a little something because she had a high expectation of you, and when you wound up having your little baby out of wedlock, it kind of did something, and yeah, and that's probably the reason why you can't validate nobody else because you ain't been validated. And again, I look at you and I sit there and laugh because what I get to eat or where I live or something, it has nothing to do with you. And my achievement and my success is not wrapped up in a house or a car. Thank God I can get it, but I don't give a damn what you think, especially when you're not paying for it. I really don't care. I am practical. And I love my practicality. I love my simple, humble beginnings and all of this stuff. And yeah, I'm just not stressed over that. That's you all, you know? And that's why I don't talk about you all because I think it's funny. And then you got a man who's pretty much been on drugs and sold drugs and boosted and was in and out of jail and living with men and 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 he has so much to say. I just think it's funny all around. And I just said, hey, it is what it is. And I just sat there and I'm like, you know, what can you do? Nothing. And am I mad? I don't care what she owns. I don't care where she go on vacation and all of that stuff. Baby, it's just old nasty piece of ass in the check at the end of the day. Jay Wilson don't really care. Jay Wilson really don't care. I don't see these people. I'm not on the phone with these people. We have no interaction. Why should somebody who I don't have interaction with, yeah. So I thought it was very interesting. I was very surprised that she allowed him on the panel because he did troll the hell out of you. He irritated you. He was extremely rude. He didn't really want you to talk. You had to mute him, and that's what he does. And you knew he was going to do that. So why be Charlie Brown when you know Lucy is going to take the ball away every time? And that's exactly what he did. He wasn't going to respect you. He don't even respect himself. So if he doesn't respect himself, then why do you think he was going to respect you? That man is a whole troll. He lives to make folk life miserable because his life is miserable. And you sat there and let him on. I mean, and I got tired of it. I'm like, you know what? This is old. That's why I don't argue with you. Argue with him. That's why I sat back and watched this whole thing play out. And I'm like, this is funny as hell. It was funny as hell. I mean, baby, I was getting my whole life. I was getting my whole life. So I'm like, okay. And then the name just kept on popping up. I'm like, Jay Wilson ain't nowhere to be found. But baby, they love putting the name in there. You think you got these degrees? And so nobody don't care about them degrees. But the woman earned it. So who gives a damn? And so what? You can't take that away from her. If her mom left her home, then you can't take that away from her. So having a degree is a read, having a home is a read. I don't get that. But that's your mindset. That's your mindset. And it's, hey, it is what it is. Maybe you act it. Maybe this is a thing that you do, but I'm going to let you do it. So it is what it is. I guess I don't control anybody's platform. I only control mine. And if you have an issue with Stump Down, then you need to go ahead and discuss that with him. Don't discuss that with me. I'm not Stump Down's biological father. I'm not his stage manager. I'm not even his agent. So if you got a problem with Stump Down, go talk to Stump Down about it. And if you have all of that information, August, I think you need to go to the authorities, and I think you need to file a police report to have him arrested. That's what I think you need to do. I mean, talking to me about it is not going to do anything about it. So, Fairy, I thought that was crazy too, and that's not a read. That's not a read because she inherited property. Okay, so great, not a problem because she earned the degree. You should be celebrating that instead of demeaning her about that. There are many other things you can talk about her about, but that is not one of them. And you know, even though properly Bonafide is a nasty piece of work to me, and she has everything to say about me, I don't care. You know, if you earned it, you earned it. If you inherited it, it's yours. And so it is what it is. But she does have a nasty disposition. And she really does. And this is why I don't deal with her. And she has a nasty disposition. Um, she deals with hurt and trauma and pain and stuff, and she can't validate nobody. And I'm like, you know, yeah. And this is what happens when you come from a highly religious family and you do something that is not in the norm, and people will not let you forget. Let me tell you something. I know somebody right now in my hometown. They had their baby when they was in the ninth grade. Child, this lady done her cheering grown, done went to college, and the people still will hold that to her that she got a baby out of wedlock at that age. And then the church people do it as well as the parents do it because when you under these religious people with this groupthink mentality, child, you know, not only your mama, but the people will remind you. And and I don't have no problem. Obviously, she's a survivor. Obviously, she did what she needed to do to survive, and now she took care of her child and did what she had to do. I'm gonna give her props for that, but I can understand why she can't validate nobody else, or she has that nasty disposition because she may have been treated mean. She may have had judgmental family members, and again, you get to the point where I don't deal with that stuff. You know, somebody gave me a little piece of information. She was talking about me buying leg quarters. Yeah, I got excited about it. I get excited about a deal, and I don't have a problem with that. You know, so you can buy filet mignon and all that stuff. You do what you need to do, baby. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. It's the little things for me. But I'm not out here trying to impress these folks who don't put money in my pocket. I can't help it. If I have a house, it's because I have a house. And like I said, the house can be gone tomorrow, but it doesn't diminish who I am. See, that's the whole thing. Like Paul said, I've learned how to be abound. I learned how to be abased, but whatever state I'm in, I'm content. Not satisfied, but I'm content knowing that it's going to get better. You're going to leave this stuff behind anyhow. That house is temporal. You're going to leave all this stuff behind and you ain't going to take nothing with you. Nothing with you. So that's why I don't get too excited. I mean, I'm glad I have a house. I'm glad I have a vehicle to drive, but it ain't my world. Because if I didn't have it, and this is why I'm glad I grew up seeing a mom and dad who worked and stuff and had to work. I'm not afraid of it. And I'm not ashamed of it. And whether I'm a salaried worker or hourly worker, I'm going to be excellent in what I do. And I'm not ashamed of work. I am not ashamed of it. That's the whole thing. So I looked at those two, and they went back and forth arguing and stuff, and I'm like, I don't. And a lot of people say, "Ooh, Jay, you should be." No, I don't want to be in stuff like that. I don't want to be in stuff like that. I don't. I don't. It's sad that the man was on drugs and sold drugs and don't realize that that's a bad thing. And he relishes in it. He glories in it like it was something great. And it's not great. That's sad right there. It's sad. It's sad that he thinks that trying to shade her for inheriting a house and stuff like that. And again, he is putting 10 on 20 and she's going with it. And it's just about manipulation. And my thing is, I don't need to be in that because I'm really not stressed depressed. Y'all don't hear every time I get on. I don't talk about them. I don't talk about her. But I will say they talk about me. And that's fine with me. Don't matter to me. I'm just not that invested. Just really not that invested. Yeah, but that's what it was. Yeah, whatever. She has a nasty disposition. And, yeah, a controlling, nasty disposition. And I can see why. And I don't really have a problem with it, but I don't want to be around people who are nice nasty. Now, I get nasty when somebody get nasty with me, but I'm not nice nasty. I'm just not. I don't roll that way. Can I be shady? Hell yeah. But yeah, it's nasty dispositions, and um, yeah, yeah. So, um, well, let me say this: I don't know Ro. I don't know those people on the panel personally. When I came out, um, I was in my 20s, and I was living in New York. Now they're talking about my character coming out, but that's my character on YouTube. Okay, that's not me personally. So again, I don't respond to people who don't know me personally. But I was in New York in my 20s when I came out or started dating people of the same sex. So I didn't know Ro in my 20s. I didn't know those people on the panel in my 20s. I don't know them personally. Now they know Jay Wilson, the character, but they don't know Jay Wilson, the person. So you really can't speak on me when you don't know me. Just saying. And I don't get upset about it. I'm glad that I can be in the sphere. But me coming out and why would Ro care about when somebody came out? When is Ro gonna come out? Because if I'm hearing that Ro is afraid to share stuff with his friends and his intimate friends and his family. It seems like Ro hasn't even completely been honest with himself. So again, I don't allow people who are partially in and partially out to really question me about me coming out or something like that. That's crazy. I think it's crazy. And I wasn't the one chasing after Shakim. Going to Vegas, going to LA, and all of these places. I don't know those people like that. I don't speak to Ro behind the scenes. I don't speak to Ro on the phone. I don't speak to any of those people. And the only person on that panel I probably spoke to on the phone was to keep her from doing something that was stupid. And as soon as I told her, and again, I was even right in that case. I said, you're not going to get away with this. Y'all need to stop doing this and stuff. And what happened? Sure enough, she's been on probation and had court hearings and stuff, and people don't listen. But, baby, it is what it is. I can't help what people think. I'm not trying to. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I don't know any of those people personally. I don't think I met any of those people when I was working at Delta Airlines. I knew not one of those people. I didn't know who a Ro or a Dunn or anybody else was, because again, when I came out, if that's even or did what I did, I was in my 20s, and I didn't know these people in my 20s. I'm 54 years old, so I didn't know them. Now they know the character of Jay Wilson, but that's about it. Let me say this, you all. Y'all are trying to get me to fight with Demons. Oh, baby, it is no friends on YouTube. It's no friends on YouTube. The difference with me and somebody else would have cursed Demons O out and went in and let her have. Baby, I know what I'm dealing with. I know what I'm dealing with. And if people want to have a kiki, let them have a kiki. See, I don't lose sleep. I don't know these people in real life. That's all I'm saying. And so let them do what they need to do. You all, I'm really, really serious. I don't let people who I don't know personally steal my peace. This is YouTube. I come on, do my show. I play my role. I play my part. I put my commercials in, and I wait for the 21st. I hold nothing personal with these people. We don't have anything. It's very transactional. Choo-choo, but again, that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. I just think it's really interesting. And am I saying I'm perfect? No. But I have learned on these YouTube streets that you don't get into certain things with people. I don't get into shouting matches of who owns this and all of this and all of this. I don't get into that. I really don't. And D Miss O is a grown woman. She makes her own decisions and her own choices. I don't control D Miss O. I don't control her mouth. I don't control how she feels about me. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. You know, I'm just not upset about it. Beautiful, beautiful souls. Baby, you can't look. Let me tell you about D Miss O. I like D Miss O. I said this to me, D Miss O face, and I'm gonna say it again. D Miss O is so concerned about other folks. She sit there and fight with other people. She do all of this stuff, and I just sit and look. Because obviously it really means something to her. It don't mean nothing to me. So that's when I hear you all report back to me that D Miss O is saying this, and the third. Why am I gonna get upset? It's YouTube. It ain't no friends on YouTube, and And if that's what they need for their show, let it be for the show. Some people may think that I was wrong for letting King Roman come up and talk to Demons O. But Demons O is a whole world woman. And if you think that I'm going to curtail and stop my drama because somebody you wrong. You wrong. Anybody can get it. I can get it. This is why I don't go on everybody's channel either. And then when I see that people getting ready to act ugly, I said, Jay, calm yourself, because there is something behind this. And you can either fall into the trap or you can fall back. And let me say this. When I was on Queen's channel and Jay Dunn came, I said, I'm not going to argue with these people. I'm going to let them say what they need to say. And child, all you got to do is hold your peace and let the Lord fight your battle. I ain't have to say nothing. And I don't do that arguing anymore, because that's what people really want. They want to escalate it. They want to do this. And then people like, you did this to Brian, you did this to Brian. But the thing is, the difference is, you're not going to say that me being same gender loving is so wrong. Okay, if it's wrong, then why don't you get out of it? See, you can't have it both ways. You can't say it's wrong, but I'm going to stay in it. But I'm going to call y'all sinners and heathens and stuff. But yet you going to stay in it. And then you want people talking about something. It takes time. It's a process. No. Because the same way you talk about those people who are in the lifestyle, then people going to look at you. And my thing is, I'm not saying that you're wrong. But if you feel that we are so wrong, then you really immediately need to make that pivot, or at least start making some changes in your life that would help you. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're wrong about it. Just do it. Just do it. So I think that's hypocritical. And I think that's where I had an issue. But as far as anybody saying anything else, I don't care about that. This is YouTube. People can be one thing and be another. And I just take it for what it's worth. I don't take these people seriously. They say a whole lot of stuff. Who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, I don't see nobody else's name paying for a mortgage or a car payment except mine. And I can only be in control of what I have dominion over. And that's it. I don't understand why it bothers people either. And truth be told, and quiet be kept, y'all, I don't have time to fight with folks. Life is too short. Life is too short. And some of these people, that's what they've done all their life. They've done it with their brothers. They've done it with their sisters. They've done it with people on the job. They've done it with all of these people. And I'm like, I'm not getting ready to do it. Okay, you all, my sound is going to change because I'm on my Bluetooth. Creole girl, you ain't missing nothing. Choo. It's a lot of things coming forward. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna come back in a few minutes. I'm still on. If y'all can hear. Still on. Okay, I'm still on. I just changed now into the Bluetooth. So y'all give me a few minutes to get myself together. But look, I'm not mad at these people at all. I know what YouTube is about. Nobody don't need to explain nothing to me. You don't owe me any explanation or anything else. Once I get the memo, I know how to move accordingly. I don't hate people. I ain't trying to put people to shame. I just know how to deal with people. So it ain't no need to tattle on people. Jay, they did this to you and they did this to you. Okay, and why you think they would do anything different? That's what I'm trying to say. Why y'all think they're going to do anything different?
Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this alarm off. Whew. Why y'all think they're gonna do anything different? So y'all, let me get set up. Let me get set up. Let me get set up, y'all. So much going on. You allowed Miss O over when everybody was dragging her, yet she do an amen corner, laughing and agree with people trashing you, still taking her cash apps anyway. Up and stuck up, child. I don't care about that. See, y'all take this personally. I don't take it personally. I don't take it personally. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Come on, come on. Y'all stop taking stuff personally. Come on, let's go, Lyric. Come on, Lyric. Come on, come on. Good girl. Come on, come on. Let's go, Lyric. Let's go. Good girl. Go use the bathroom. Go potty. Go potty. Thank you, ma'am. You all look. I don't know why you all are surprised. There's a lot of self-hatred going on. There is a lot, and it's not only Brian, it's Ro. He's talking about Shakim coming out, but I don't think Ro is even honest with all his family members and his close friends. So, I mean, it's a lot of people. But y'all think that's going to affect me and what I got to do tomorrow? Absolutely not. Because it's not that serious to me. Now, it may be serious to y'all, but why y'all expect any different from some of these people? Hold on, y'all. Let me get my stuff together. Yeah, beef and quiet child is very schizophrenic. Is give people what they want, and I mean maybe these people are acting and stuff. That's all I can say. But I'm not stressed. I ain't pressed, and y'all shouldn't be either. Hold on for a minute, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm back. So anyway, I'm reading y'all comments. Look, I am not upset with these people. No one, absolutely no one. I'm not upset with Properly Bonafide. I'm not upset with Tim Blaine. I don't know these people personally. Um, yeah, and I'm not upset. Why? You all, let me say this. When it comes to YouTube in the beef sector, it's a job for me. I'll come on, I'll talk about what I need to talk about with the expectation that people are going to talk about me. But the difference is I don't care. I do my job, and that's it. I don't read uh, the comments after I leave. I read these, but it's a done deal. I'm not on Lipstick Alley because I don't go on Lipstick Alley. It is what it is. Now, if I'm in somebody's chat, I will tell you, I was in Properly Bonafide's chat. Somebody came and got me and said, Jay, you need to get there because Tim and Properly Bonafide is going at each other. And I went and sure enough, honey, they was going at, and it was really funny. And then when I heard my name, I'm like, oh God, here we go. You gotta love it. But it's the same old thing, a house in college. Okay. I mean, it is what it is, right? So, but I'm really not upset. I'm glad you always remember to tell Lyric good girl when she's being obedient. That's a huge, it is Choo Choo. She is a good girl. She's a little wild child every once in a while, but she's a good girl. So anyway, a lot of y'all seem to think that the Miss O is a snake. Y'all say that she in the amen corner. Now that's what y'all saying. The Miss O may have a different story, but I don't judge the Miss O. You know, now I don't think I've sat on a panel when they were discussing her and laughing and stuff. No, I don't think I do. I'm usually not on panels. And when I'm on a panel, it's usually a specific topic that I'm talking about. Yeah. But hey, it ain't no loyalty. The Miss O don't owe me no loyalty. Okay, she don't. She don't. None of them do. I'm just really, um, I'm just really, why they're so obsessed with Shakim coming out. And honest, bro, you like that man. You like that man. You went almost to the ends of the earth, at least to the West Coast, to see him. And now all of a sudden he's your worst enemy because he's not what you expected of him. But yeah, and now people are trying to be the experts in sexuality. If that man says he's bi, he may have interaction with women. Some of these gay men ain't never dealt with a woman before. They've always been gay. They've always been about being with a man. So people may look at that different. That's all I'm saying. Who cares? Who cares? Beautiful soul. I'm not interested. I'm not trying to get with him. I'm not trying to be in a relationship with him. I think a lot of people do that because even in our own sector, we use being gay as a read, which it really isn't. It's not a read to me. I mean, I'm just being real. But I guess people feel some kind of way when they're identified as that. And then our gay folk don't do no better. Well, being bi is just a way saying you don't want to be gay. No, no. Some people had interactions with women. Some people have kids. And some people still like the company of a woman or wouldn't have a problem being sexually active with a woman. Where some people are repulsed and repelled by that, some people aren't. So you can't speak for all of the community. I can't even speak for all of the community. It's very complex and it's not one size fits all. But some people tend to think that, and that's not the case. Just like all Black people aren't the same, and that some Black people have different traditions than others. I mean, we may have some common experiences, but all of us are not the same. So it would be very ignorant to try to place all Black people in one category, knowing that you have Black people who live on the West Coast, Black people who live in the South, Black people. I mean, everybody is different. So to try to put people who are in the community in the same box is worse than somebody white saying we're all Black people. And that's crazy. So I'm gonna, yeah. Information, I don't know. Women can be bisexual. Look at all the women in the beef sector who have come out as bisexual or have performed an act that we have witnessed with our eyes that was very, very suggestive. Nobody winks an eye and they move on. And these women can date men and nobody say a word about it. Hey, but that's the world we live in, I guess. You know, hey, but it is what it is, you know. Um, yeah, and you all, as I've been in this YouTube thing, it's very business with me. Um, People love you one day, and then they'll get with a group that may be popular, and they'll trash you the next day. That's why I don't put any stock in people. I see the business in people, and that's it. The Miss O can come over here. She messy. I know that. And if you think that she's gonna be messy with other people, then why is she not gonna be messy with me? See, that's why I always say, if people will talk about folk with you, they'll talk about you. They'll talk about you. That don't change on YouTube at all. And choo choo, this is the thing. This is the thing with me. I don't talk behind the scenes with people. If I can't say it to the person on my YouTube channel, more than likely I'm not gonna say it to somebody else. Usually I've said it already, and it ain't nothing but a reinforcement of what I've said. And that's the truth. So look, how many of y'all had a chance to see the properly bona fide and the Tim Blaine debates? What did you think about it? Who do you think was right and wrong? I'm gonna really say that as much as I don't like her disposition, and I think she can be really a nasty piece of work, I do agree with properly bona fide. I was just really surprised that she let Tim up on the platform, thinking that they were going to have a civil conversation. There is no civil conversation with Tim. And if you don't dominate that conversation, he will take over that conversation. Um, and this is why I don't let people take over my platform. And I don't care who you are. But I will say that he trolled the hell out of properly bona fide, but the points that she made were valid. Period. Um, Now, baby, she talked about my teeth. She talked about my teeth. And then she tried to throw shade about my weight. Okay. But that's who she is. It is what it is, right? But what do you all think about that? I don't watch none of them, Joe, because I watched it because I thought it was very entertaining. It's a lot of unnecessary hurt and out of sexes. That's all I'm saying. It is a lot of hurt. It is a lot of hurt. And you're seeing it. You're seeing it. I'm supposed to be ashamed that at one point in my life I lived in a trailer. I'm not. It was ours. If we wanted to move it, we could. And the family actually sold it and put a down payment on their little house. So I'm not ashamed of that at all. At all. Thank you, beautiful soul. But yeah, I'm not ashamed of that. That's crazy. I don't know. So, but I do think probably Bonafide. I think you lose when you let people like Tim get under your skin. Now, if I yell and holler, it's because I want to and I'm gonna win. But I don't do that no more. And I just thought it was really interesting that people who talk so much about me are still fighting each other. I'm not fighting them. I don't care what they say, to be honest. But he brought it up. She didn't bring it up. But I just think is she accused him of watching everything she does. But peanut butter and jelly ain't no better because the people told me, you were spying on me when I was in my supermarket buying my groceries. And I was surprised. I'm like, is she over here watching that? But I guess you need content. And I don't fight with these people. I don't. I ain't mad at you, Dr. LaShawn. I know a lot of people who was raised in the projects. They ain't in the projects no more. Oh, I listened to the shenanigans over there. Everybody had different opinion, and they're entitled to that, but none of it was factual when it was pertaining to you. And it doesn't matter. I heard it, Diving. I was over there. Somebody said, get over there quick. And it was funny because I kept on seeing people say, ooh, Jay Wilson, you need to drop down. Ooh, I wish Jay Wilson dropped down. Child, I'm like, I ain't getting in this mess. This ain't my purchase. I don't own the receipt to it, and it ain't mine. This is between Tim and probably Bonafide. I don't know how my name kept on popping up in it, but when people are hurt, that's what they do. That's what they do. That lady been stalking you past the coffee beans. I don't know what to call it. But I'm like, you that invested that I can't even go to the supermarket without you looking? I could not tell you what she's doing. I can't tell you now because I was over there. I heard her say that she done renovated the house and all of that stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's great. But had she not said that, I wouldn't have known because I don't go over there. And the only reason why I went over there today is because somebody said, "Oh, you need to get over there." And you know what? I enjoyed every moment of it. I enjoyed him trolling her. I enjoyed her reading him down. Oh, it was good. But she started getting a little flustered, especially when he started talking about that little toy. Ooh, she got real hot about that. She gets real hot about some things. Oh, diving, yeah. Yeah, people told me about it. Ooh, I went on over there as quickly as I could, and it was really good. And so again, she got mad about that and everything. And I'm like, and this is the thing, you all, this is what I don't get. People can say the most vile and disgusting things about you, but when you hit on something about them, it's totally different. I don't think I said anything vile and disgusting about that lady. Everything I said, I done seen when she was eating that shrimp and drinking all that wine over there, and it was closing the doors, and she was still Yeah, and if she was still eating that shrimp and wine, okay, she got mad about that. But girl, you was eating that shrimp and wine over there. Not shrimp, but shrimp and wine. Um, it's just funny to me. Yeah, the honey that baby Ebony for 75 honey, she was eating that shoe shit up, honey. It was like the Last Supper over there. Okay, I mean, she was tearing it up, and then she got mad at that, and so she said some really vile and disgusting things. Now, what she really got mad at when I said that her child was a beard for her, meaning that she had a child so she would be accused of being a lesbian. And she got mad at that. I'm like, oh, okay. And we quashed that. I'm like, okay, all right. Now, that's not to say she don't love her child. And that's not to say that her child don't love her. But that's how Maya Angelou got pregnant. Because they accused her of being a lesbian and she wanted to prove them wrong. And that's how she had her child. Now, I'm not saying that she's Maya Angelou, but that's just an analogy. Okay. Stone Cyber, it was the Conquest, the Carnival Conquest out of Miami. Look, I can't tell you how that lady eat. And I was very surprised because Tim was saying, and again, I didn't know this until I heard Tim because I don't watch her. And it's so funny because Tim knew, so that means he's watching her. That means he's watching me, and that means she's watching me. And I just think it's funny because all of them watching me, but I'm the only one who really don't have nothing to report on them because truly I'm not watching them. And again, the last time I went over to her place, I said hello. I just dropped down to say hello, and she said, "Oh, see, he all in my chat." Oh, she act like that I was trying to spy on her and that I needed to come watch. She only had 20 some people in there. I'm like, well, let me be 21. Okay, because I'm just trying to help them numbers. You know what I'm saying? Pop up and be supportive. But I'm like, you can't even be supportive. You can't even say hey and pop down because then people want to act like you spying on them. And girl, I'm just looking at your numbers and I'm like, I said, let me get on over there and help out. Child went over there and helped her out. And it was like, oh, look, he in the room. I said, nope, I ain't going over there no more. Because, baby, and I ain't go over there no more. And I don't even go over to Tim because he's just dark. It's just like you complain about everything. You don't see the positive in nothing. It's just plain gloom and doom over there. And just a grumpy old man who just want to complain about everything. And you get tired of hearing that. So I just stopped going over. So obviously, Tim saw her in the car, and according to him, she was cracking a bottle open to pour in a cup. And he was like, she couldn't even wait to get out the car. And she got a problem with alcoholism. Now, of course, she gonna strike back because Tim don't have no room to say nothing because again, you done been on meth and you done sold drugs. But it was just really funny because he was baiting her, talking about some, let me see the bottle. And then she goes and get the bottle. She should have asked him to bite into an apple. That would have been really good. You get that apple or you get a hard candy and let's see you crunch it up and then I'll show you the bottle. See, you gotta have something in play. You just can't let that man punk you like that. And you went and showed him the bottle. Okay, and then I'm like, okay, and he is just doing he playing them prison junkie stunts on her, and she went and did it. I'm like, girl, you crazy. You crazy. And then, he was just dealing with her, talking about something, open your eyes. And oh, it was just a mess. And it was pissing her off. And I'm sitting up there laughing because I'm like, baby, he is baiting you in. He is doing this, and you are taking the bait. And you're not going to shut him up because he doesn't have a sense of respect. He has a sense of entitlement, and he thinks that he can run your channel. And that's why I don't allow him to come on mine. And she getting all flustered. You can tell she was getting upset. Mr. Tim, I try to respect my elder people, but Mr. Tim, you lied. You lied, Mr. Tim. And I'm going to have to drop you, Mr. Tim, because you lied. You lied. And I'm like, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because he don't care about that. He's hurting you and he's making you feel badly. And it gives him some joy because he's making you feel like what he really feels himself. And all that is I have no issue because I already feel bad. I don't like people talking about me and making fun of me, but I'm gonna show your high and mighty ass and make you feel bad. And regardless of all the degrees and the houses you have, I'm gonna make you feel bad because that's my whole goal of clicking your link in the first place to do that. And of course, he met his goals. Okay, he accomplished what he meant to do, and you talking badly to him don't matter because how low can you go? You already low. Okay, you've already done been to jail. You've already boosted. You already dumpster dive. You done lost your tea. You done lost your relationship. The white men either done dump you or they ain't there no more for you because they done gone to be the glory. And so you don't have anybody. You don't have a relationship with your mama. The only thing you have a relationship with that dog. You may volunteer with the people at your church. But so you can't make me feel any worse than I already feel. So I can make you feel bad, and what you say really don't matter to me because I'm immune. I'm already numb to that stuff. I done been through the storm, okay? But I want you to feel bad too. So I'm gonna say these things, and that's why you got to watch your spirit. And I'm just sitting here watching him chip and tear away. And even though she had some good comeback lines, baby, what you say to that man don't matter. It really does matter, but he's done heard it all before. He's heard it all before. And probably Bonafide, you ought to be congratulated because of your home ownership. You ought to be celebrated because you earned a degree. And that's not to put anybody else down, but you did it. And you've never heard Jay Wilson. You've never heard Jay Wilson come for your education and come for your home. Absolutely not. That's stupid. Choo choo, I don't know. Now, somebody told me to go over and watch, and I did, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I did. It was funny to me because I saw how he baited her. I saw how he was trolling her and how she fell right into it. To get that liquor bottle to show him, I'm like, girl, are you crazy? Did you just get the liquor bottle to show him? I would have asked him to get a candy apple and bite it. And when you bite it and chew that candy apple, then that's it. Okay, let's see what's going on. I enjoy you and mother and certain people. Okay, yeah. Oh, we have this Miss O here. Ooh, the Miss O, honey. The girls said that you was over that honest row, and they said, ooh, you was in the amen corner. They said, honey, you was laughing and kikiing, and when they was talking about me and stuff. And you know what I told them, the Miss O? I said, she don't owe me nothing. I'm like, the Miss O don't owe me nothing. And I said, it ain't no friends on YouTube. And that's it, D Miss O. But they was just saying a lot of people were upset. I'm not upset, D Miss O. I just want you to know. I'm not upset. But a lot of the girls, okay, are upset because they felt that you were being disingenuous and everything. And then a lot of the girls have said that, Jay Wilson, you ain't on panels talking about D Miss O. But see, hey, everybody runs their operations differently, D Miss O. But that's what the girls was saying, D Miss O. You know what I'm saying? So they seem a little angry about it, but D Miss O, I'm not angry about it at all. I ain't angry about it at all, D Miss O. Not me, no sub Bobby Jr. Mm-mm. So D Miss O, yeah, the people feeling some kind of way, D Miss O, and they said that I shouldn't have you up, and I'm like, no, we ain't gonna do that. D Miss O, they didn't say you was talking about me. They said you was in the amen corner and you was laughing and stuff. Now, D Miss O, let me say this. I don't have no issue. It's just how the girls feeling. I don't feel no kind of way. You know what I'm saying, D Miss O? I don't feel no kind of way about it. I mean, we all actors and actresses on here. And hey, and you know what, D Miss O? I can't tell you where to go and where to hang out. See, that's that control spirit, D Miss O. And I don't control people. But the girls, they feeling some kind of way about that. And I'm just telling them the whole a mule. The whole a mule. It ain't all that serious. That's all I'm saying. So D Miss O, I'm just telling you what the girls said. I ain't mad at all, D Miss O. D Miss O, look, girl, look. D Miss O. D Miss O. Girl, I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem. I was just trying to tell the girls to calm on down. And Scorpion King rising or Scorpion rising, I did not say that Miss O said one thing about me. Y'all didn't hear that out my mouth. I did not accuse D Miss O of saying one thing about me. All I said was that this is YouTube. People do things. I even said, D Miss O, that when King Roman came up here, because I have a free range platform. So, D Miss O, you didn't hear me say nothing. I'm just listening to what these girls are saying, and that's all. But baby, I ain't mad, D Miss O. I ain't mad, girl. I ain't mad at all. You good girl, you can click the link now. I'm just not mad. I'm just listening to the girls. And I'm not taking offense to it. Because I wasn't over there. First of all, I wasn't over there. I didn't hear you say anything. They're just expressing their views, and I don't. And I'm not going over there to listen because you know, demons. Oh, I don't care. I just don't. Girl, you go where you want to go, cause baby, I do what I wants to do too. She was laughing, but she wasn't being malicious. They're looking for any reason for you to quit her, but actually she wasn't doing anything. Diving, I know that. Davin, I know that. I know that. I know that, Davin. I'm just reading what the girls say because you know they can be messy too. But hey, no, D Miss O, it shouldn't be hurtful because D Miss O, I have not made any judgment or anything. Now, D Miss O, if I called you out of your name, you should be hurt. If I say I believe these people, you should be hurt. But D Miss O, this is business. You are welcome over here. I have not said you ain't welcome over here. That's all I'm saying. And maybe you need to get a vision of who's saying what about you. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I did want to say that do not have a problem with Tim watching my channel, but lying about, girl, you let him on. I don't know why you expect him to do anything. A snake is always going to be a snake. And I don't care how much you nourish it and bring it back. It's always going to bite you. And then I want to pop you in your throat. You had a girl. I'm like, she must be slipping. I said, she must be slipping because you actually got the bottle and you showed him that bottle. And I'm like, well, you should have asked him to bite into a candy apple. If you bite into a candy apple, I'll get that bottle. If you can crunch up a hard piece of candy, then I'll show you that bottle. Girl, you got that bottle and you fell right into his hands. I'm like, look at her. I'm like, oh my God. And then you got really touched in your spirit about that dildo. or whatever he said that you used and stuff. Ooh, you was getting touched, and he was just enjoying every bit of it. And I sat back there and kiki. Now I will give you this: you didn't mention my name until he mentioned my name, and you did get a little shady. Well, I don't know if it's lost or not. I don't know if it's a win or lose. I think it was a draw. I think you hit some major points, but I think he got you on some stuff that he shouldn't have got you on. But I enjoyed it. It was very entertaining, if nothing else. It was very entertaining. And I was in there, and baby, I wasn't dropping down. That ain't my fight. I don't have nothing to do with that. Because I ignore y'all. I just keep on going. Somebody had told me, you was talking about my little leg quarters and stuff, and I'm like, I don't care. She ain't buying it. And if I like leg quarters, that's my business. But but I don't. Somebody came and got me. Let me tell you something. Probably if I watched you, we would probably be fighting every day. But I have made up in my mind that some people are not worth watching. And I really liked you at once, but you have a real nasty disposition, and you a nasty piece of work. And I said it, and I said, I don't know if you've not been validated. I don't know if something happened in your life where you don't, but you just don't do that. And I just think that it's a real ugly, mean streak in you. And I'm like, she could be nice, but mm-mm. And so I just leave folk alone because some things ain't worth it. So yeah. I wasn't gonna drop down. I wasn't gonna drop down, and the reason why I wasn't gonna drop down is because it was my fight in the first place. It wasn't my fight in the first place, and so no, I wasn't gonna drop down. Absolutely not. And yeah, I was happy about my little leg quarters. You sure enough right. It's just the little things. It's practical things. No, I'm not nastier than you. Because I think every time I fought with you, it's because you said something or done something. Because it seems like your relationship with gay men, it spreads abroad, and I think you might have a real issue. I don't know if you dated a gay man and then you found out he was. I don't know, but it seems like you have a problem, and I'm like, I just don't need this in my life. So I've just left you alone. But I did go and watch because somebody hit me up and say, "Oh, you need to go watch her," and so I did, and it was very entertaining. But baby, you keep on doing you. You keep on eating your chicken breast and chicken wings. I mean, it is what it is, girl. Do what you gotta do. Well, I wish your auntie well. I wish your auntie well, and I never go to that point, but I wish your auntie well. And I'm just sorry that that man baited you in like that because you got baited in, and that was not a win lose. It was a draw. It was really a draw because he baited you in for the mere fact you got that liquor to show him. I'm like, ooh, what are you doing? But hey, that's how you handle your business. That's how you handle your business, girl. So hey, that's what you want to do. I like leg quarters too. It's something about that thigh that I like. I just like that thigh. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hope her aunt gets well, and I'm glad that she's visiting her aunt. So yeah. No, it's not spin. It's not spin. It's not spin. See, I don't have anything to spin because I don't have anything to gain. Number one, I don't listen or deal with any of you all. That's number one. Um, and you were crazy enough to get that bottle to prove to that man that you weren't drinking. And I thought that was crazy. And I'm like, really? That wasn't spin. And I thought you had some good stuff to say, but I thought he reeled you in. And the thing is, Tim doesn't care if he's lying or not. If he can bother you and he can irritate you and agitate you and get you out your skin, which he did a couple of times, then he's satisfied with that. So it's no spin to that. That was quite obvious. Come on now. That was quite obvious. You let that man shade you for education that you earned and your hard work and stuff, and you arguing with him over stuff that you know better. Now, I will give you that. I'm looking at him and I'm like, how are you gloating and dealing drugs? First of all, even if you were a successful drug dealer, that's nothing to brag about because you're putting people's lives in limbo. You're putting people's lives in limbo. So for the mere fact that you would sell to other human beings to entrap them in something, and then you get entrapped in the same thing you were selling, oh, that's a big issue. And then I agree with you. If you have all of this money, then why are you living on subsidies? I agree with you on that. See? Yeah. Okay, girl. Oh, you just loud. Okay. She just loud. When he told that lie, you wouldn't, that didn't seem like it was banter. You was really upset about that lie, wasn't you? Sure was. Okay. And you got extra loud. Okay. It's all good. Go and take care of your auntie. Go and take care of your auntie. So she ain't looking like Dovey. Y'all see, Dovey got healed real quickly. Oh Lord, Dovey got healed real quickly. Okay, Dovey looked like she was about to FaceTime Jesus, but now all she kiki and ha and all of that stuff. Oh my God, honey, Dovey eye was like this and her other eye like that. She was laid back like that. Okay, Dovey right back to herself now. She got her old special touch on Sunday. Uh, Probably, honey. I'm not here to argue with you. We just saw it on YouTube, just like my leg quarters, and we talk about it. That's all. We're not judging you. We're here to just talk about it. That's all. That's all. We're here to talk about it. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to do that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We're just talking about it. You put it on YouTube. You let Tim up. We saw the banter. We're giving our opinion about it, and that's it. When I found out you talked about the leg quarters, I just laughed it off, and I'm like, okay, well, that's the part of the chicken I like, I guess. But I didn't lose sleep about it or nothing. Oh, he gotta have spin. Okay, okay, girl, that's all. That's all. And congratulations on your house renovation. I didn't know that because again, I don't watch you, but it's good to know that you're renovating and again, you can't shade anybody for inheriting property. I don't see where that's a read. See, I don't see where that's a read. I don't see where education is a read. I don't see where home ownership is a read. That's not a read, especially when you don't own nothing. And I can't understand all of those years of drug dealing. You don't have nothing to show. Can do you now? Probably I am getting ready to get messy here, but do you pay Social Security off of drug dealing? Do you get a 401 or pension off of drug dealing? Do they draw out Social Security on drug dealing? Mm, I'm just asking because baby, people act like that they was with El Chapo. They act like they was the Zapatas and the with these big old. I mean, he act like he was power, honey. Okay, I'm like, is he power? Okay, oh, he act like he was running the whole syndicate. Oh, honey, he act like and I'm like, so where the money? Okay, you didn't put it in the offshore account so you can get it later. I was confused. Okay, that's why I was confused. And let me say this, you all. And then he always want to bring up San Francisco is so expensive. Well, that was your choice to move there. But my thing is, if you didn't get that subsidy and that station aid or whatever they give you wouldn't be living in that apartment. And I guarantee you, if they could kick some people out, you would be out because you ain't paying market rent. You ain't paying no market rent. I just sit back and laugh. Buying and selling art behind the scenes on what on Etsy. I'm just trying to, baby. I'm done with these people. And see, this is the thing. The only read that he had for me, so he said that I'm like properly bona fide, and we are like we did go to school. I'm still in my home. Church owns it, whatever, but I'm still in my home. I'm still driving my car. And do you think I'm supposed to be worried about what he thinks? Does he even have a car? Does he even have a wash and dry in his house? And I'm supposed to be concerned. And it's not about material things, but I just think that it's just tragic about that. And so my thing is, I don't have a problem with properly bona fide because her education is hers and she earned it. And her credit score and her diligence in being meticulous got her home. So yeah, we kind of alike in that sense because I'm not going to try to come for nobody who's done what they needed to do. No, your name wasn't on the. And let me tell you something. Even the weight thing don't bother me because I'm good with it. I'm just saying, I'm still at my goal. And my teeth, no Invisalign or nothing. And I'm satisfied with my teeth. So people trying to come for my teeth and my weight, baby. But these people funny. And then you let him shade you that. And this is what I don't get properly. So you let him shade you about your weight, but then you want to come for me. Now see that's confusing right there. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all have it because that's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I ain't bothered by it. I ain't bothered by it. Then you let that man talk about you don't have no man because you keep on bothering folk. And I'm like, you don't have no man either. You don't have no man either. I just can't understand how folk go, you don't have no man either. And let me tell you something. Now, properly, you tried to go there with him and you tried to get real ugly with him, but it ain't even about his status. It's about nobody ain't gonna be bothered with no damn grumpy man who putting coasters down on everything. And if you move the furniture, he lose sleep because it done messed up the carpet where he had to. Child, nobody ain't gonna be living in no whole museum. People want a place where they can live. Baby, nobody don't be living in no shrine. Nobody don't be living in no museum. Okay, can't touch nothing. Okay, can't move, can't dance because you might not one of them bust over. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Okay, might knock Augustus. Okay, Flavius, Aristotle over. Nobody ain't trying to do that. Child, when you can't even get a vacuum cleaner down there, girl. Yeah. No, probably you got a little dirty, but that's okay. You got a little dirty. Oh, you said because you said oh, what kind of word you was using that word? Oh, what you said condition? What word you use? You use some kind of word, and I knew what you was talking about. You just didn't say it. You smart. You smart. You use some kind of, I can't think of that word that you use, but you use that word. You didn't say status, but was it condition? Or you said something. I'm like, ooh, you said, I heard it. Oh, I can't think of the word now, but boy, I said, look at that. Ooh, I said, ooh, look at that, Jesus. But that's okay. But why did you get the bottle? That's what girl, what triggered you to get the bottle? Why did you get the bottle? And then it's like you was proving something to him. And he was tickled pink with that. I'm like, damn, she got the bottle. And then you cussed him. And I'm like, oh, you're supposed to be a woman of the cloth. And I'm like, oh, geez. Here we go. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, he did address me. You just like that Wilson. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, what did I do? I have not talked about Tim or properly Bonafide for days, months. And here my name. And she right. She didn't say it, he said. No, why did you get that bottle? Why did you get that bottle? I would have said, Tim, I will get that bottle when you get a hard object such as a candy apple or a hard piece of candy and crunch it right here without losing your teeth. And that's when I get the bottle. And see, it would have been all over, all over. And then he kept on telling you your eyes look closed because you was reading it. And he said, open your eyes. Ooh, girl. And all he was doing is pissing you off. I knew that was when he clicked that link. I'm like, ooh, it's gonna be on. I got that right in the nick of time. Okay. Well, look, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was very entertaining. I was sitting right there with the popcorn. I wasn't dropping that. And let me say this properly. Um, whether you wanted me to drop down or not, some people wanted me to drop down. I saw the comments. So I wasn't saying that you wanted me to drop down. Yeah, yeah. So the people wanted me to drop down. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that because this is not my battle. First of all, it wouldn't even happen with me. So no. I saw the people in the chat saying, ooh, I wish Jay was here. I wish Jay Wilson would drop down. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Now, let's talk about your channel. You let that man shade you about your numbers too. He was said if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have your numbers. You would still have 20 people. Uh, oh no. Y'all don't like me. I don't really care. I don't know you personally. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So I don't know. No. So don't speak for me. Mm-mm. I don't know you personally. I just don't like your nasty disposition. Yeah, that's what I mean online and stuff. And it's just really interesting because, I've seen you go through a lot of stuff. I've seen somebody tell you that they weren't really your friend. They weren't really your friend. And pretty much, and I'm like, ooh, that's, but again, hey, it is what it is. I said you had a nasty disposition. I didn't say you was a nasty person per se. It's some of the things you do in your dispositions that I just say, this ain't cute. She showed her shit. Okay. No, I didn't say you was the nastiest. I said it's nasty. In some things it is. But I'm not saying you the nastiest. Yeah. I think you met your match with Sean Bradley. I think he showed you what really nasty was when he said, well, I guess we were never friends. I thought that was really nasty. I'm like, here's this girl, and you trying to take all of her stuff. And then, you plotting against her. And then she says, I thought we were friends. And then he said, I guess we really weren't friends. Oh no, I'm not being nasty. I'm talking about that's the nastiest. Mm-mm, mm-mm. You know why? Because I never met you in person. And the people that I know in person, they never said that Jay Wilson did that to me. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. See, I've never met you in person. I've never tried to take something that was yours. I never tried to turn friends against you. No. So he screwed you in person and on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. But call it what you want. But you ain't never hear anybody say, Jay Wilson treated me so badly, or Jay Wilson double crossed me, or because I don't do that. Now my character on YouTube, it depends on what script that I get. But in real life, okay, well that's good. I'm glad you got over it. That's good. So anyway, but it was entertaining. And I will say, if I were in the same predicament, it would be worse. See, I haven't really gone in because I do agree with you on many points. But I don't think I would get the same treatment. Not that I'm looking for it, but I know I wouldn't get the same treatment because it's that disposition. Okay. Well, they said you were pretty demanding. They said that you didn't like mother. Oh, they said a lot of stuff, honey. But was all rumors. So, yeah. And besides, I don't know. No, I'm not digging. I don't have to dig. It's sitting right there in the interviews. You don't have to dig for something that's already there. And I really don't. I'm not digging for anything. Digging for what? You said that no one said that about you either, but in videos, people said that you were pretty pushy. But I'm not digging when it's like, yeah. But anyway, properly. I'm just glad that you had a good show tonight. I'm glad that you had a lot of people in your audience tonight. It was very entertaining. Um, I love it when you just jerk your head and your little braids went that way. I'm like, okay, girl, sashay. Okay, away. Okay, I was like, oh, go. All right. That was cute. hmm That was nice. I laughed about that. I'm like, oh, look at her. She just shaking that hair, baby. And then you let that man talk to you about your weight. And I'm like, okay, so you're not gonna talk about that hard belly you got with the suspenders, but anyway, child, you right about that. You right about that, girl. Anyway, hey, everybody's different. And then he talked about, ooh, and then what he said to you, I thought it was shame. But he said that you should be trying to save it now. Oh my God. He was so rude. Oh, y'all, he was really rude. He was really nasty. He was really, really nasty. And I'm like, ooh, baby. And then the ladies came up and ooh, they was just, but he was really nasty. And you know, he's not gonna be respectful. I don't know why she thought he was, and he was gonna overtalk, he gonna do all of that stuff. Well, I don't think you're fat. I've seen, we've seen fat. We know what fat really is. I think that you are a plus size woman who I don't think you're fat. I think you may be plus size, but I don't think you're fat. Thank you, beautiful soul. And I don't think you're fat. I mean, you think you are, but I don't. But it is what it is. Hmm. Well, no, I'm being real. I'm being real. I mean, yeah, I don't think you no. And again, that's a whole nother thing because it depends on how you look at things. You look like a young woman, and your weight hasn't deterred your age. Now, do you need to go to the gym and tone up? Well, hell, we all need to do that. But do I think you're obese or fat? And no. He tried to act like you look sloppy, and you don't look sloppy. I will give you that. You don't look sloppy. And I didn't get that turtle. Is he trying to say you look like a turtle? And let me say this, you all. After all of this fighting, you have never heard me say that Properly Bonafide was ugly. Now, did I say she looked like that lady on Lean On Me, Joe Clark? Now, yes, baby, she looked like that lady, Joe Clark. Baby, she could, if they did a remake, I would tell Tyler Perry to call you. Okay, because you look like that lady. Joe Clark, he is locking the children in the school. Okay. But I never said you was ugly. I never said you was ugly. Never said you was ugly. Never said you was ugly. So anyway. What you doing like that lady? Okay, I'm looking for Carmen San Diego. Okay, you was giving me that. Okay, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't a bad thing. I'm just saying. I guess you look firm. You look real stern, like her, like that lady. Okay, Anthony Smith, y'all, thank you for this new membership. Let me say this though. Don't have people saying that I'm buying it, okay? Because now the people gonna say you buying membership. No, I mean these people are nice enough to get membership. I appreciate this new membership. All right, thank you so much. But now I ain't never said you was ugly. I ain't never said you was fat. Now I said a lot of other things, but yeah. Okay, then that's what I'm saying. You giving that sternness. Yes. And let me say this, y'all. I don't take stuff personally. You can't take stuff personally on here. I just, it gets to the point where you argue, and it's like, okay, I'm just, hey, move on. You move on. I mean, because it's gonna be the same old reads, and yeah, and like I said, this is over for me. Tonight is, I've talked about this tonight, and this will be done tonight. It's just simple as that. It'll be done tonight. So yeah, child, beautiful soul. Let me tell you something. These people, they worried about this. They better be worried about this election. They better be worried about this election. Because baby, if Trump get in, somebody ain't gonna have no subsidies, and they may find themselves on Skid Row. So they better vote Democrat. Baby, you know what? Though people act like they own that condominium. Okay, they act like they own that efficiency condominium, whatever they call it. This is San Francisco. Okay, well you moved there. And I'm still waiting to see your portfolio. I ain't never seen an interior designer, at least a real serious one, without a portfolio. And I'm like, well, where's your portfolio? I mean, just because you don't move somebody's couch and you painted a wall, that don't mean you're an interior designer. But baby, you act like that he Egypt or somebody, okay? Like he the Hillary on Love It or List It, okay? Or Christina on the beach, how he was acting here. Okay, I'm like, okay, all that, but they don't have not one portfolio. Not one portfolio. So I ain't even I ain't even dealing with people trying to be negative with Kamala Harris. I ain't going there. I don't really care what Janet Jackson got to say either. I ain't going there. She's part of the 1%. She don't have to work a day in her life. And again, I'm not gonna deal with her because her interest ain't my interest. What interests Janet may not interest me. Okay, when you can live off residuals and stuff, that's a whole nother ball game. I do not care what people who live in this 1% gotta say. Period. And where there's a Janet Jackson, there are other many celebrities who have endorsed Kamala Harris. Okay. Anyway, but I'm still looking for that portfolio. So what else is? But y'all, let me say this. It was really interesting tonight. And Honest Row, look, Honest Row, you worried about me. And when I came out, like I said, it was in my 20s, Honest Row. And yeah. So it was in my 20s. I don't even know if Jehovah's Witnesses do vote now that you mention that, Ebony 757. Now that you mention that. But Honest Row, my question is, tell all your friends and tell your aunties and your cousins and them about you, because it seems like you ain't completely honest. Tell the people on your job. Tell the people on the job. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you how bad. Let me tell you how in the closet I am. Again, there was a church who wanted me to play for them, and I'm like, if my partner can't come in, I'm not playing. Yeah. Now, can you say that, Honest Row? See, it's funny how everybody looking at you, but Honest Row, in reality, we're not talking about YouTube. We're talking about reality. You have said that you did not tell your friends about you. So when you coming out, because it seems like you have a lot to say about other folk. You got a kiki to say about other folk, but yeah, when you telling the people on your job, truly it's none of their business. See, that's the whole thing, Honest Row. Whether you come out or not, it's truly your business. But when you want to be a hypocrite, then people call you out on it. Because people call you out on it, Honest Row. And this is where I think that you are disingenuous and you're not as slow as people may think. And you almost might be pulling a Dovey. I'm just saying. Mm. He sure did. He was saying you don't have no man, and why you and I thought you hit him when you got one, when you gonna get one, trying to tell you that you don't have no, and then I think it's being sexist. I think it was being sexist because he's trying to say, well, I'm a man and I don't have to worry about that, but you're a woman. And ain't no man gonna deal with that. And then probably say, well, ain't no man gonna deal with whatever. Jehovah Witnesses, I don't think they vote, and I know they don't pledge to the flag either. Don't get me wrong. Don't hold me on that. But the only reason why it was brought up because Janet Jackson had something to say about Kamala Harris and what does it mean if you don't vote anyhow? And if you vote, what do Jehovah think about that? If you vote, what does Jehovah think about that? Probably Bonafide, honey. I'm not your enemy. I'm not fighting against you. That was you and Tim's thing. I'm just showing and telling you what I observed. That's it. I mean, I'm just telling you what I observed. That's all. That's all. That's all. Well, let me say this, you all. The man is a troll, and he just showed how he trolled. He just showed how he trolled. And again, he's already hurt and bad. So anything she said against him really don't matter because it is what it is. But I'm gonna say this. You're not gonna now again, this is where I agree with Properly Bonafide, and this is the real read. You can hate us, but I don't have a criminal record. And as far as I'm concerned, and far as I know, I don't think Properly Bonafide has a prison record either. I don't think that Properly Bonafide has a DU or DWI or a public intoxication charge. Now, I don't know her personally, but the type of person she is and the job she probably has, if she would get something like that, she probably wouldn't be employed anymore. So as much as you think she may be an alcoholic, I guarantee you she can get up for work and she can go to work. And one thing I can say about Properly Bonafide is she goes to work. And nobody who has spent the majority of their time freelancing as a pharmacist on the street and spending the other half in prison and then the other half getting on SSI or what have you can even say anything to anybody. That's what gets me. Another thing is that amazes me. And I feel that if you can do all of that, what you're doing on YouTube, and make that ruckus and be such a troll, then I think you can get a job at Amazon and answer a phone or set appointments for dentists and doctors because you don't necessarily have to be mobile to get employment. But when you're lazy and you don't want to do nothing and you want to live off the government because you feel entitled because of the mistakes you made, hey, it is what it is. Hold on, y'all. So anyway, y'all. Yeah. And let me say this, Tim, regardless of how you feel about my college degree, I don't give a damn about it because I earned it. I went to those classes. It was conferred upon me in the great state of Virginia, in the great District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., and the great state of North Dakota. So whatever you feel, though, I don't give a damn about it. However you feel. And whether I have no job, 50 jobs, it doesn't really matter because I've never asked you to help me and you've never wrote a check to cover anything here. So therefore, what you say really don't have much of a bearing on me. Do you even have a washer and dryer in your house? Oh, excuse me, your rental unit. Do you even have a hookup for it? And if you have the hookup for it, where is it? Because you're concerned about everyone else. You buying a whole lot of stuff. And I'm gonna tell you what, if you don't have a washer and dryer and you buying all of them busts and them paintings and that stuff, shame on you. Because it goes to show you where your priorities really lie. And I just think it's funny. And I'm not gonna argue. I've said what I said. It's just a shame. And you want to be celebrated. And one thing I will say that probably Bonafide did say that we ain't never boosted. I ain't never gone to Dillard's or Macy's or a grocery store or a place of business and take anything that wasn't mine. Because my mom taught me if it's not yours, and my dad taught me that if it's not yours, then you don't take it. If you don't have the money, you leave it there. But I have never boosted. And then you get mad when I tell you and repeat what you said. You were the one who said that when I used to boost, I used to make a ruckus and get loud to embarrass the people so they would let me go. That's what you said, not what I said. That's what you said. And then you get mad about it. But again, one thing that me and Properly Bonafide do have in common is we don't have a police record. We don't have DUIs. We don't have substance abuse problems, even though you talk about her drinking. And if she did, she's smart enough not to get caught. But you got caught. I have never dumpster dived. I have never been inside of a dumpster. That ain't our ministry. So that's another thing that we have in common. I was with my mom until the end. Here your mama living, and the folks said you don't even speak to her. I just think it's really telling. And the only thing you can bring up again is college and a house. College and a house. College and a house. And I'm like, so what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with college and a house? What's wrong with that? And the thing is, it was unsubsidized. That's the big thing. You living beyond your means, all my bills paid. Well, hell, if I didn't have no mortgage and the government paying for half of it, and all I have to do, well, I guess everybody be all right. You should be able to pay for your bills when you ain't paying for shit. That's the whole thing. And everything you got because the government paying for everything. Okay, if I'm getting food stamps, hell, if somebody paying half my apartment, and I don't even think you can pay for half. To be honest, because you paying all your bills because you subsidize and stuff. But you paying all your bills, but look where you're living. And look who's paying for it. Look who's paying for it. Because I got all my bills paid. Okay. Right. But again, what you don't understand is when you were incarcerated, honey, those taxpayer dollars paid for you to eat. They did. When those people had to go to rehabilitation or they were incarcerated because you sold them drugs and screwed up their lives by being that street pharmacist that you claim to be. Yeah. And this is what I don't get, Tim. It will never be okay that you sold drugs. It will never be okay that you did something to ruin someone's life. That would never be okay. And I don't think, and it really bothers me that you think that that's something to be proud of, that that's something to be a badge of honor. That's what bothers me. And then you want to brag about how you were the biggest drug dealer and you was doing this and that, and yet you don't have nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. I can't understand you were so successful, but yet now you're living off of a wing and a prayer, and hopefully this government shutdown don't happen. Because if this government shutdown don't happen, guess what? If that government shutdown happen, and that's what gets me. You got all of this energy for us. You got all of this energy to come on here, scream, yell, and holler. You got all of that energy, but you don't have no energy to get no job. You don't have no energy. And I mean, I'm not talking about a job where you gotta go. You know how to work the computer. You can get on nasty piece of inset, get like this, and say, hello, welcome to Amazon. My name is Timothy. How may I help you? Or this is Dr. Marthusala's office. Can I set an appointment for you today? Okay. Okay. Just all on the head. So that's all you got to do. But you don't want to work. You want somebody to take care of you. I guess the men you were with stopped taking care of you, so you needed somebody else. You can say what you want to. Honey, I've worked. Even when people called the jobs, I had another job lined up. Okay, you ain't never heard, and they're gonna say you don't want to work. Well, then you call and then you find out I'm working. See, ain't that something else? You just can't win from losing, can you? This was the main one. Talking about something, you ought to sell that house. God ain't tell me to sell it. And I'm glad I listened to God and not you. Because how can I take advice from somebody who ain't never owned a house? Oh, yeah, you can email me, Creole. Child, don't mess with him with them lifetime biographies, baby. And my thing is this: if you so successful in this writing, if you are the next Alex Haley, well, live off your residuals, live off your book sales. Tell the government I don't need this money no more. My books making all this money. Live off them book sales. You got about 50 books out there. Ooh, girl. I'm just laughing. And my name was brought up again, and it was only about the house in college. Obviously, that's a sore spot with you. Child, wouldn't that Mayday something? Ooh, Lord, let me tell y'all something. I ain't gonna ever forget it. Baby, it was Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. When he thought that man was about to come for that Social Security check, it got real ugly. And see, that's the sad part about it. Because let me say this to you, Blaine. About 3 months ago, somebody sent me information. They had your congregation, they had where you were sitting, they had all of this information, and they said, Jay Wilson, I know you can't stand this man, and da 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 da. I looked at that and I'm like, oh no, we don't operate like that. And I politely declined and deleted it. First of all, I like your pastor. Second of all, I don't know how crazy people are these days. And I would have hated somebody to do something to you. Because for me, it's not that serious. I don't have hate in my heart and darkness in my heart to do that. And I declined it. I was afraid because somebody actually, just like they did me, I guess, went in your church and did that. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. It ain't that serious with me. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. I had a content creator really ask, why do you hate? I don't hate that man. I said, that man got problems with me. I said, yeah. Because he was expecting me to lay you out and to really talk about you. And believe it or not, people have done that, and I just avoid it. You know why? Because I'm really not that pressed, and I really don't have hate in my heart. Baby, you let St. James bait you into that. And I sat there and laughed, and I'm like, here you are. Should be doing an interview with this man. But again, here go my name again. And it's like you obsessed. And I mean, you did the same thing with the dude in Atlanta. You did the same thing with him. And it's like you are obsessed with something. And I'm like, get over it. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. And then you were supposed to whoop up on me and everything. And let me tell you something. Again, you have plenty of space and opportunity in Atlanta. And I keep on saying it because, again, you don't want to go back to jail. And I was so happy when the people got to see the video. Nobody went holding you back and stuff. Baby, it was just a thank. And you could have easily walked on over there. And if you really wanted to, all you had to do was grab me. All you had to do is reach out and grab me. And then when the cameras was off, you go, hey, I'm like, hello, how are you doing? First of all, let me be very clear. I did not come to Tim. Tim came to me. Now, I don't know if somebody told him to do it or not. That ain't my business. Nobody ain't tell me nothing. But he came to that table and he was upset because he felt that I was in his personal business. Y'all, I didn't know that man was on SSI or none of that. I ain't know none of that. I just was talking out of turn and just talking. And then he admitted it. And I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. Okay, I won't say anything. But then he let somebody push him up. And this is what gets me with him. And this is why I think the man is either messy or he just have a cognitive situation going on. But I was talking about, and I think it was Lolo. And we were talking about SSI benefits, food stamps, and all of that stuff. And I don't know if it was Lolo, but it was something, and it was dealing with Tracy. This is me and Tracy was fighting. This situation had nothing to do with him, but everything to do with someone else. He took it as it's me you talking about. Nobody even mentioned his name. It was somebody else. And the next thing you know, I'm talking about him and his money again. No, you inserted yourself and you assumed that, and it wasn't. And that's how it started over again. I did my best to respect that man's wishes. I did my best to leave that man alone because people were already harassing to call folk on him. And that's what I did. But because, again, him over here in my platform, and he heard that, he got triggered to think it was him. And what he really did, he wanted to fight. And I guess, people were already on his behind because people said, this is a play. How can you do all of that stuff, talking about some this to Jay Wilson, and then you sitting here and Jay Wilson and you talking and y'all having an old nasty piece of kumbaya. And the thing is, see, I didn't set myself up like that because I've always told people that I'm not serious about fighting these folk. I don't know these folk. So the Rider Lives wasn't bothered by that because they know how I roll. But when you set your people up to hate folk and then they see something else, then they mad at you. And Tracy was mad at him too. I never forget it because me and Tracy weren't getting along in, and Tracy was pissed off. And it was against Tim because now you don't went here and now instead of acting like Tim, you having a kumbaya session, which he really meant. It really wasn't a bad thing, but because you set your people up there, you program your people to hate, then they expect you to keep the hate. And that's what you do to this day. All for something stupid. All for something stupid. Somebody talked about the editing in his book. It wasn't even me. I was just saying this is what somebody said. And baby, that thing triggered off. And again, this is how me and Tim got involved because Larry Nelson was shading you because of your status. And I said, you shouldn't be shading that man for his status. It's wrong. Honest to God truth. Honest to God truth. And that's how that happened. Because Larry Nelson was talking about you like a dog. And what he said about you, I'm like, oh, that is so wrong on so many levels. And you know what Tim said? I don't need you to defend me. It was not about you. It was about anybody. And whether it was you or not, it could have been anybody. That's how I became acquainted with Mr. Blaine. Miss Gangsta Boo, honey, San Antonio Police Department, that's their jurisdiction. I am not deputized to arrest anyone. Okay? And if you all feel that this man is a menace, please call the San Antonio Police Department. Because if I'm not mistaken, I supported Tracy. And Tracy has done and said some things that I don't necessarily agree with either. Ain't that something? So that's all I'm saying. Okay, well, y'all work on that. Y'all work on that. And if there are criminal charges, and if the police finds that this is something that they need to look into, by golly, let them look into it. See, what y'all want me to do is hate people. Look, Stump Down. Like I told Stump Down, I'm gonna tell all of y'all. When you get your 1,000 people, you do what the hell you want to. Jay Wilson ain't never told nobody how to run their platform. I have given people some suggestions. I don't try to lord or hoard over people's platforms. I got folk today 1,000 and I moved the hell on. That's it. 1,000 and that's it. Now, what you do with your platform is your damn business. Period. I don't do consultations. I get you to your 1,000. If I like your initial stuff, I say do it. But see what I'm trying to let you know, Miss Gangsta Boo? I don't tell Tracy not to fight. I don't tell Tracy not to talk about folk cheering. If she does that, guess who that's on? That's Tracy. I just got her to 1,000. Now, how she run her platform ain't none of my business. Now, what Stuff Down does is none of my business. You trying to make it my business, and it's not. I got you to 1,000. Now, if you go to jail, that's your business. If you follow somebody who gonna tear up your channel, that's your business. What I'm trying to say to you, Miss Gangsta Boo, if you that concerned, I will put the police number up here now. Not now, but now, so you can call. But see, I don't have no biological children. Okay, the only person I'm concerned about is Lyric and making sure she eat and get her shots and get her Empirical Trio every month. That's the only person right now in this house besides my boo that I'm concerned about. That's what I want you to get to know. Okay? Now, because you don't like him, that's your issue. I don't like everything everybody does on here. All of these health reads and folk coming for cancer and folks doxing and all of this stuff. And I'm telling you, just like you feel about Stuff Down, you should have felt about them folk calling jobs and doxing. See, again, this is why I don't pay y'all no attention. This is why I sit here and let this stuff roll off my back, because stuff done happened and folk done went on their merry way like nothing ain't happened. And that's how I am too. Look, it ain't important to you until it happens to you. And that's all I'm gonna say. So I'm not responsible for nobody but my platform. You see this platform here? This is what I'm responsible for. That's what I'm responsible for. I got neighbors right now who like Trump. That ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my business. Have people died of COVID? They sure have. But it ain't none of my business. Has he said some racist stuff? He sure have, but it ain't none of my business. That's all I'm trying to say. Stuff Down is a grown man. He has to make his decisions like I make mine. We don't consult. We ain't at a meeting table talking about something down, what you gonna do this week. No, absolutely not. Stuff Down is talking about me. Do you see me losing sleep? Do you see me going over there talking, oh, I'm going to call up Holly. I'll call up Holly on Stuff Down because he said some stuff about me. Okay. And we live in the same city. Is that stopping me from going to the mall? Hell no. Is that stopping me going to the comedy club? Hell no. Is that stopping me from going to the Taste of New Orleans with the Zulu people? Hell no. Am I going to stop riding down the street? Hell no. Am I going to stop going to Papados where the black people go? Hell no. And the funny part is we live in Lovely Love live here. Stuff Down live here. I live here. Tracy live here. There is 4 content creators that I know of in one city. And I ain't never have a problem. I ain't gonna have a problem. I hope I answered your question. I hope I answered your question. Everybody grown. The law is for the lawless. I done tried to help people. I told one person, I said, baby, you need to take them pictures down because it don't make no sense. And the person kept on pushing and pushing, and her and baby doll got her caught up in a whole legal situation. People don't listen. People don't listen. How am I working? Prove that I'm working with Stump Down. Go ahead and get that evidence. Are you willing to go to court? Are you willing to take this to a court of law? I mean, because see, I don't have nothing to worry about. She lives in Houston. We have a lot of content creators who live in Texas. And everybody know their lane. Everybody know better. Nobody ain't going to jail. All I'm gonna say to people is this: if you're willing to take it to the baby, I'm willing. I am willing. See, when you know you have not done anything, you don't have nothing to worry about. Again, that's the spin. I'm working with ear behind the scenes, but yet nobody ain't come from behind the scenes to say I'm working with them. Girl, I done passed out wedding invitations according to the people. Child, I can't even tell you how the wedding invitation look, but anyway, it is what it is. And I don't hate nobody because you know what? I know what the beef sector gives. I know what people do. I know how people try to set up plays and all of that stuff. I know how people do that. So my thing is call the cops. This is what I'm gonna say to that person. If you feel so strongly, call the cops, file a police report, and get that ball rolling. I don't step on private property, but I go anywhere I want to publicly. I don't step on private property. I don't go on people's property. I don't do that. So that's all I gotta say. Call the cops, honey. Y'all see what happened when people go to court and start implicating folk and stuff. Anyway, what else is going on, y'all? I've enjoyed myself. I'm gonna get off here in a minute. It's almost 2:38. Let me hear if we get on off here. Anyway, y'all, look, I want to thank. Oh no, they can't shame me in doing that. And you drove by me, yeah, I drive by that place almost every day. Every time I go downtown, I have to drive by that place. It's a public road. I wasn't shady. You live and learn. And like I said, I apologize, but people like, oh yeah, child. But it's look, I guarantee you, I won't go to jail or get court because the first thing gonna know is, did you step on that property? No. Did you target? I don't know where she lives, officer. I can't even tell you the apartment she lives in, officer. I can't. But officer, last time I checked, that this is a public road. It doesn't have private property. There's a lot of bus routes there and a whole lot of other stuff. And I've never been on that property. So, yeah, never, never knocked on nobody's door. Child. And the sad part about it is, did y'all get mad at Geisha's 350 when she posted everything, address and all, and other stuff? Didn't hear nothing too much about that. Mm-mm. Anyway, like I said, I don't have no hate for nobody, but it is what it is. But y'all need to be upset about. Y'all don't get upset about. Y'all don't get upset about. Don't get upset about it at all. But I'm gonna let y'all, like I said, yes, selective outrage. I'm gonna let y'all keep that selective outrage and do what y'all need to do. Well, like I said, y'all, this was really good. It's been a 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I will see you all in the morning as I'm getting up to go to QT. And I want to thank those people who sent on nasty piece of coin. And y'all have a good night. I want to thank Properly Bonafide for showing up and speaking her piece. Hope your aunt is doing better. That's true and that's real, no shade. Treasure Lane was in a couple of minutes ago. Thank you, Treasure Lane. D Miss O, who is here. And let me say this, you all, I'm not mad at D Miss O. D Miss O, just because I tell you what people said, that don't mean I'm mad about it, D Miss O. And if D Miss O can't giggle, and I mean, I know y'all don't like D Miss O, and I know y'all trying to say this, that, but I mean, hey, you can't get mad at people who laugh. The shit is funny. It's funny. If people make a joke, it's a joke. But no one can say that D Miss O said anything. She was in the amen corner. Child, got time for that amen corner stuff. Whatever. Because I'm not trying to control and manipulate people like that. So D Miss O, again, I tell you, girl, don't be getting oversensitive and uber sensitive. You can look through this whole video. What's up, Patricia? You can look through this whole video. I did not say that you once said anything derogatory towards me. I read what the chat was saying, and you're gonna hear me say that D Miss O is welcome over here. And that's it. And what I said about you, I've always said that, you get uber sensitive about stuff and be caring about what people say. And I've always told you that ain't nothing new. So, D Miss O, again, it's a safe space, but that don't mean everybody gonna like you. And what I can't do for you is promise you that everybody ain't gonna say nothing negative about you, or somebody ain't gonna pop up and cuss you out. I can't promise that. Now, if people dox you, we got to deal with that. But D Miss O, I do not expect people to shield me and protect me when I'm in their chats. And I hope people don't think that I'm obligated to do that for them. Because truth be told, when I go into people's chats, I'm usually not looking at the chat. I'm just usually talking to people. And the only way I look at the chat, if somebody say, well, did you see this, or you want to address it? And that's it. But I tell you what, I don't get into fight matches because I think it's crazy when you fight with people in an audience and you're not really focused on the people on the platform. It's the people on the platform that I'm concerned about. Them people in the audience, But hey, that's how I think. Everybody ain't me. But hey, that's what I give you. Well, look, y'all, I gotta go. Peace and love. Thank you all for coming over. It was real. I had a great time. I will see you all in the morning. Peace and love. Hey, J Boss.